This project is about developing information service for the waiting room in a hospital. The service aims notifying the waiting time and the order of the line for patients in waiting area. Due to the uncertainty of the waiting time in the order, patients try to keep getting information posted from the staffs, and it places them to be in tension. When a patient comes to the emergency department of the hospital, the patient takes a triage test. The triage system is the policy that judges how serious patients need medical care. According to the condition of injury, the priority for treatment is determined. The conditions are represented as colors. After the triage test, the patient selects or receives a character that represents him or her. Then a wristlet is printed. On the front side, there is a character that indicates the patient, and there are some text about the policy of the waiting room's maintenance. And the patient enters into the waiting room. The patient sits on the chair and has questions in her mind. When will I see my doctor? Where am I on the waiting list? What am I supposed to do next? Then the silhouette of the character is projected on the wall in the waiting room. The character represents the patient, and it starts to stand in a waiting line with other silhouettes. With each character, estimated waiting time is indicated. As time goes by, the characters in the line moves forward so that the patient can figure out when her turn will be and how many people are in front of her. The information service helps patients track the waiting time and the order. At the same time, the service triggers attention from patients and makes them immerse in the enjoyable experience. Over time, silhouettes move forward in the queue, and sometimes silhouettes interact with each other. Patients become curious about who is the penguin or who is the girl in the line. It might be a senior or just a child. This process allows patients to distract their stress. In reality, when a serious patient who received red at the triage test comes into the emergency department, the waiting order will be rearranged. Based on this policy of the hospital, the information service reflects the change of the queue. When a serious patient appears, a red-colored silhouette is indicated on the wall. Then other silhouettes of the patients are willing to give way to the new patient silhouette. So patients in waiting room can see the temporal change of the queue and waiting time in real time. In the reality, although patients are reluctant to give way to another one, virtual characters' humanistic behavior makes them to be more moderate. If a patient who received green has enough time for waiting, the patient can be more relaxed and even can move around outside the waiting room. It gives the patient a sense of control, and the moderation of anxiety follows. This service changes patients' stressful and tedious waiting to a pleasurable experience.